joined now by our final guest of the day here from the Oshkosh Public Library. I have Michael MacArthur here to tell us all about a really cool thing called Novel Pairings Chapter 2. So Michael, thank you. First of all, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's always great to have the library in, and usually Lisa is here, so it's nice to get...
Usually Lisa, she's throwing me into it now.
Yeah, just pushing you out of the library a little bit, but it's great to have you. You're here to talk about Novel Pairings, and it's Chapter 2, so it's not the first Novel Pairings that we've had.
No.
But maybe give us a little bit of background about what exactly Novel Pairings is.
So Novel Pairings is basically, it's a social gathering for, originally it started out as focused on book clubs, but it's really for book clubs and just reading, avid readers and enthusiasts in Oshkosh. Again, it's Chapter 2. Our first one we did last year, and it was a tremendous success, way bigger than we could have imagined. And it just goes to show you that we have lots of readers, lots of book club people in Oshkosh who, as much as they like talking to their own group members, they like talking about books and what they're reading and what's going on, what they're doing with other book club members.
Exactly, yeah. So it's kind of an event for people to come and talk about different books that they've read in their book clubs. Is that right?
Kind of. Again, we find it that book clubs are as much social as they are about kind of reading and literacy. Sure. And the idea was, let's get everyone together and kind of have a glass of wine and kind of talk about what you've been reading, but it goes beyond that. It's just making these kind of community connections, and the book clubs are just the jumping off point for that. It's kind of what's, literature and books are what brings people together, what they like talking about, and, kind of similar personalities read similar things, that kind of stuff. And so that's the idea, of to kind of bring them in together.
Yeah. And I love to read, but you had me at wine. So this is kind of a special opportunity to be able to have a glass of wine at the library and talk about things you've been reading. Yeah,
it's a really unique, fun opportunity. Again, we were so amazed at how well it was received last year. We hold it at the library in the kind of historic Waters building section, which is the original Oshkosh Public Library. It's got just a great ambiance. We basically don't have to do anything to dress it up. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. So you can come in, have a glass of wine, have something to eat, and kind of chat it up. Also, while learning about some services that the library is providing for book clubs.
Kind of socialize a little bit.
That's the idea.
So why did the library decide to do an event for book clubs? Where did this idea come from?
Totally started with the community. When we're on the desk or talking to people, answering questions or talking about books, kept hearing, I'm in the book club, what should I read? Or, I'm trying to hunt down these books for my group and I need lots of copies. Do you do any services for these? And so it really started from there. It's just talking to community members and people who come in, and we're like, you know what? We can do more, and we should be doing that. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah. And the library does offer resources for book clubs. What kinds of things can people who are in a book club or are running a book club use?
So the first Novel Pairings was kind of kicking off our official book club services. We have a webpage that provides group sets that have longer checkout periods. It's always when a book club decides to read a book, everyone has to scramble to go find it, whether you have to buy it. Not everyone wants to buy it, so we usually get a dozen copies in multiple formats, have large print, books on CDs, usually ebooks are available as well. So we can make sure that everyone in your group can get a copy of the book when they need it.
That's really
nice. And for
a
longer checkout period than you would normally get.
Yeah, that's really nice, especially like you said, it's hard when you're in a book club and everybody's trying to get it, and then there's only a couple copies somewhere, and they get scooped up right away.
And you check, it's like, they're all gone. Everybody is reading the same thing this month.
Yeah, and you end up passing it back and forth between one person or something like that. This is kind of a different event that the library puts on. Usually you do a lot of more family-based events and kids-based events. Why did you decide to do something like this?
Again, as you said, we do so much that's based on education, literacy, a lot of stuff focused on families. But it's fun, adults get to have fun too, and not everything has to be a PowerPoint presentation and educational. We do great things for with local history and authors. But this is a time to just, have fun. Again, book clubs I've always found are about 50%, literacy and reading. The other half are socializing and kind of hanging out. So that's what we wanted to kind of bring people in to recreate.
Wonderful. I love it. Is there a cost for Novel Pairings if you want to head out there?
Yes, it's $10 at the door. We're not doing any pre-sale, any tickets like that, so you can just pay at the door. The $10 goes to the Friends of the Library, which is a great organization that helps support activities and different events at the library.
Perfect. And do you have to be in a book club, or if I'm not in a book club, can I still go?
Definitely still go. I
Okay.
know lots of people who use book clubs as basically like a reading barometer
Right.
to figure out what they don't have an interest in really joining a book club, but they're interested in definitely what the book clubs are reading.
Oh, definitely. Great. Well, that's great to know. So you don't have to feel pressured to join a book club before going to novel pairings or anything
No,
like that.
not at all.
Any community partners involved in this event?
The food is going to be being donated by the Evergreen chefs, if
great.
you've ever had those. It was fantastic.
They're amazing.
So what I heard, I did not get any of the food last year because it went up really quick and I was
really?
working, so it was gone. We also had some sponsorship last year. We're doing some raffles, and we had some donations by the Southwest Rotary Clubs.
Right.
And so we're looking to build those together. We have some more kind of brewing, but we're getting them finalized now.
Wonderful. Well, it sounds like a great event. If someone wants to learn more about novel pairings, where can they go?
Check us out on the Oshkosh Public Library website under For Readers on our book clubs page, and you can also like us on Facebook. We'll be updating as things kind of get solidified.
Wonderful. And one last time, date and time of the
It
event.
is Thursday, March 3rd at 6 p.m. at the library.
All right. Well, wonderful, Michael. Thank you so much for joining us today. And
Thank you.
I guess I'll see you with a glass of wine in hand at the library.
Sadly, not me. I'll be working it, but I'll see you with
well,
the
you
glass
can
of
hand me a
wine.
glass
I'll
of
be
wine.
handing people glasses of wine.
You got the
there.
fun job then.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you again soon.
All right. Thank you very much.
Oshkosh Today was supported in part by the Friends of OCM. And Aurora Healthcare, 855 Northwest Haven Drive. Set design provided by House of Flowers, 1920 Algoma Boulevard. Oshkosh Today.